afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Scratching Quest with Scratch That Gaming Itch. You may think it is a bit early for me to be streaming today. Yes, it is. It is indeed a bit early for you streaming. But because it is Saturday, and of course, normally you'd expect to be saying a Saturday Silly Voices, but it isn't. It actually is just myself with Miss LauraPetal.
He pulled me away from my usual Xenoblade that I'd be playing right now. He managed to do it.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Because nearly a year ago, we did a little thing called Game Blast, which of course we'll be doing again this year, which stay tuned for more information about that. And we made one of our several promises, and one of the promises is, of course, the duo one-offs. And one of those duo one-offs is for you and I to engage in a Gran Turismo experience.
In a experience of a certain kind. Yeah, you picked that one rather interestingly. It's like that year of Game Blast 24. Everybody's choices for me when I joined into their streams, they all seem to go with this like theme of going fast in a certain way. Two of you have done it by way of motor vehicles, because, be honest, car games are kind of something that I do enjoy every now and then. Of course, one of the others has done it by a certain fast hedgehog way, which we're still yet to get around to, hopefully very, very soon. But yeah, you were the pick of Gran Turismo. Like, you what spurred that on? Let's figure out why in the first.
Well, I'm familiar with the fact that you very much are kind of resident Gran Turismo expert, if just to say the least. And so that's where that kind of came from, is that desire to, like, Laura knows what she's doing when it comes to Gran Turismo. So I wanted to kind of have that experience with yourself, especially since I know you've done some racing in Gran Turismo before.
Yeah, and I mean, you say expert. I stress in the relative sense, like compared to everybody else that I know. This is the one.
That is true.
I'm the one that definitely has the experience, the most experience out of all of you. But
not to downplay your skill, but yes.
Not to downplay my skill. I'm gonna downplay sort of my experience a little bit as well, as like while Gran Turismo is a particular favorite simulator experience of mine, it's pretty much the one that I've exclusively done most of my life. It's only in the past couple of years that I've done bouts of taking it very, very seriously, and even then, I've actually not like personally owned every single Gran Turismo that's been out there. I think I've got experience having one on a demo disc, 3 on the PlayStation 2, 5 on the PlayStation 3, and then going through sports on the PS4 mostly, and then eventually sifting it to 7, first on the PS4, and then not too late down the line, I actually got my PS5. So, yeah, this has been it. The seriousness has been taken sort of off the accelerator, driving pun. I haven't been into the serious edge of it quite so much as I have done in the past. You know, every now and then I'm back on it, and luckily it isn't always about like being super serious, like racing against other people like you've seen me probably do in the past. They have actually done the thing and made it quite a decent single player game as well. There's plenty of stuff that you can do in the interims. Like, if racing against other people doesn't seem like your shtick, and to be honest, that's completely understandable because the state of online of Gran Turismo can wildly vary. Yeah, the single player stuff is pretty stacked up there. There's plenty of driving you can do. There's plenty of choice out there, and yeah, what they've done now, as we can see on his screen right now, is they've decided to do a thing of trying to speak to players who perhaps have never tried out Gran Turismo before, be it due to age, like if they're a particularly young gamer, or if it's just simply something that, yeah, you've just never done for the first time. So, rather than shelling out a bunch of money for the full Gran Turismo 7 game, and then having eBack say, I'm probably not going to touch it again, What we have here, My First Gran Turismo, is completely perfect for him, seeing as this is actually a free sort of condensed version of what the Gran Turismo 7 experience is, which I think, for something that costs absolutely nothing to get, and for what I've seen that's available in it, it's actually kind of a good ROM for him to blast out in this like 2 to 3 sort of ish hour session and see what he makes of it.
Yeah, because as you say, it's kind of Gran Turismo is not a cheap game, and of course, especially in the gaming landscape these days, is difficult kind of pick, games that get quite expensive, and yeah, and I saw this, they announced this, and we both kind of thought, well, this is kind of like perfect, but let's kind of dive into it because yeah, I'm more used to my more arcadey style games. I've done racing games. I've played Mario Kart, but I've also played in the past. My pedigree, if you were to call it that, is Need for Speed. I definitely played a lot of Need for Speed games in my younger years. Several kart races as well. As I mentioned, Mario Kart, a little bit of Planet Karting, which is a kind of a deep cut. Same with Mod Nation races. But yeah, nothing kind of like simulator based. Which is weird because I am very much an appreciation of like simulator games, especially like stuff like Microsoft Flight Simulator. So it's kind of weird to not have kind of played like a racing simulation game.
Yeah.
I will, for disclosure, say this isn't my first Gran Turismo. I have played, I think it was 4 on the PlayStation 2, like ages back. But even that was like I was young and I barely played it. I got it as a gift and I barely played it.
Yeah, it seems like some of the more like popular ones are the ones that even I skipped over. Yeah, like I said, I didn't get around to having GT4 on any of my consoles, or like having a friend going around to their place and seeing them play it because they didn't have it. But GT4 is considered like definitely one of the peak games of the series. People get a lot of kicks out of that one.
I remember being very kind of like, wow, this game looks amazing in terms of graphical prowess. It was really impressive with PlayStation 2. We also have seen have, I seem to have gone and gained new expert in Sarah here. So I don't know why I brought you along, Laura, although I know why I brought you along. It's for the company, because I prefer your company.
Sarah is not real.
She's not real, no. I can't be friends with Sarah. Sarah also doesn't like me for my personality, which is very shallow.
Friendship ended with Laura, and now Sarah is my friend. Oh, goodness.
No, of course, I'd never do such a thing.
Yeah, what you got here? These are just like facsimile characters. We're basically just they're sort of a nice face put towards like basically just telling you how to do tutorial.
Okay, this is actually very nice. It's saying it's going to prepare you for all the modes. I like how this is kind of almost like it's a demo / tutorial. As you say, My First Gran Turismo. It's a great learning center.
Yeah. It is, yeah. It's basically that.
Let's play. You need to get.
The mission statement of this was for like younger players who sort of imagine like somebody's like little nephew or little niece or maybe directly their own like kids starting up in these sort of things. You want to ease them in with sort of like a gentle experience that like there's no stakes involved in it. There's no way that they can do any like experience like the rougher side of the game. That like this was their mission statement, something that either somebody very, very young can pick up and have a bit of fun with, that's not too bloated out, and yeah, just for first timers and get a taste and see if it is what they are looking for.
Indeed. Hello, but I see in the chat, vroom vroom, indeed. In order to play them, you'll need first to get a license. I don't have a driving license in real life. I've yet to get one. I don't know why. I've always been a bit scared of driving.
Yeah. Well, very, very luckily, the license tests of the games are sort of they are a backbone bit of the game to warm you into the very, very basics of your driving techniques at the start, and then you'll learn about like like different sort of driving techniques. You drive a variety of different vehicles throughout them as well that have like different power ranges. They behave differently from your basic sort of like stock market cars that you see every single day out there on the road, to all of the high performance like racing vehicles that have made their names all across the place. You get the experience of doing all of those, but yeah, just for the first few, it'll be nice and simple. Just get you used to, basically, if you did start like actually learning to drive for realsies, it's kind of like that, but in a more like track day sense, rather than using the car and just out the road somewhere. Yeah.
Funnily enough, I did when I had a PlayStation 2, did have a driving wheel that I could use for the Need for Speed game, so that was quite fun. But did you ask the important question yet, Ebag? I'm not certain what you mean by that. But around 150 of driving before my exams, I've required 150 hours for my exams out of the required 30. I still failed practical part of the exams multiple times until I gave up. I'm sorry to hear that, Burr. This is the license center. It'll be assigned challenges to complete within a set amount of time. That way, taking control and brushing up on the basics of the controls. There's no time limits, just relax, have fun. Good, I'm glad that there's no pressure.
Yeah. None of the stuff in Gran Turismo is like time-based or time-sensitive. You just get in, do it all at your own speed. Speed. Yeah.
Use the left stick to steer. Right stick. Oh, I see. No, we're gonna go left stick. We're going. No, not motion controls.
Or motion sensor function. Like some people actually do prefer like using the tilting in the motion sensors. Like I don't see it. I've tried it and I don't honestly see it. I've learnt on the left stick pretty much.
I remember the LN2 buttons. They've become a staple. This is what I recall from GT8, GT4. Of course, X and square, because that's before the triggers became a thing. Although I do also remember the right stick being able to be used as the accelerator and the brake, which is curious. But we're going to stick to old reliable.
I would say you could if you wanted to, yeah. But yeah, R2 and L2 here, particularly for... I'll need to wait and see, like, what your response, what you, like, report to me what the response is on the controllers, because of course the DualSense is a big thing with its like haptic feedback and haptic controls and such. I'm looking forward to your feedback on that.
Oh, have you not played the GT games on the PS5 then?
No, I have.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
I have. I'm just interested.
With of course the haptic. Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, the haptic triggers and such. Like, you know, I did Rift Apart, the Ratchet and Clank game, and like, yep.
It's because I do wish more.
Behave in such a way, like if they are pressed all the way down, or if you press it like halfway down, and then there's that resistance. Usually before you press it all the way down. So
not enough games utilize that, in my opinion. I think it's a great bit of technology. Burst says, I meant to the question we discussed last night. Is there a Reliant Robin in this game? I don't know. I don't even know if probably not in the tutorial.
Let me very quickly have a look at the main game if I can.
While you're doing it, look at the tutorial.
While you do that, yeah.
This is where you'll learn all about the driver assistance features. We'll start with a little demonstration. Oh, good. I'm not driving. Good. So the rip down the track ahead. That's the braking area. Okay. As we need to brake hard. Just brake as soon as you're cutting as the braking area. Pedal to slow down and approach the speed required in order to turn. Right. And as you would exit the corner as well, go to hard on the accelerator and you'll straight off the track. When you first drive on a track, it's hard to know which line to take, isn't it? At such times, the driving assistance can be very helpful. Corner indicators help you find your way around the corners. There'll be indicators showing when to start turning at the corner's midpoint, its apex, and at the corner's exit. Just keep an eye on these indicators as you drive. Okay. The driving line is also a helpful indicator. It shows the perfect racing line around a track, so be sure to refer to it as you drive. Okay.
like your first experience for a brand new course is to, at the very least, have a full racing line on the ground, and those corner indicators are actually quite useful as well.
Braking will also show when it's time to slow down. When braking indicators turn on, it will turn red as you approach the playing screen to brake. When it starts flashing, it's time to step on the brake. Also, the number displayed in red next to your current gear is the suggested gear. Alright. I do remember the racing line in 4 being that it would change colour depending on whether you need to accelerate or brake. So curious. Alright.
Yeah, I think what this game has done is like you're using a combination of like you've got the braking zone indicators,
Mm.
the big like red sections that crop up like that. It's gonna do it like that instead of having the the racing line go from like a greenish to a reddish to saying brake here, you idiot.
Oh. To maintain my line. Could have done better there, but oh well. No, I've lost it. That's right.
I'm gonna say one of the big first successes of the game is like staying on the grey stuff, and you did that.
Fair. Okay. I know how to deal with that. Okay, fair enough. Get off the curbstones on the side of the track or marshal posts, as it will tell you when to start braking. Alright.
Yeah, when you start like getting deadly serious about like learning the best way to drive around the track really quickly, you'll learn to have a look for other like reference points around the track to help gauge like when is a good braking marker. Like people will say, because obviously in the real world, you don't get a big red glowing section of track that says brake here. You do not get a serrated line all the way throughout the course to tell you where to go for the best racing line. That's stuff you've really got to like feel out and get into your head intuitively like that, just through multiple different practices, and then you'll start to get like, okay, there's this tree that's at so and so away. If I see it past this point in my windscreen at some point, that's when I use that as a brake reference. Like, people come up with their own like really, really good ways of figuring out that kind of thing, which is cool.
Okay, so I've got to basically accelerate and then stop inside the zone. Alright.
Yep. Also, that countdown sound effect that they use on the 3, 2, 1, go, that is ever present. They have not changed that since the GT1 days, which I really, really do like.
Oh, I just stopped just short of it. Damn it.
Nah, poops. Flop it in and give it another go. So, but in answer to your question, there are no manufacturers in the game under the name Reliant or whatever it would have been at the time, Leyland, whatever. So unfortunately, there is no Reliant Robin in this game.
There we go.
New record. And to be honest, a 10th from your gold on that one as well. Very nice.
Just because, let's see if I can get that gold.
Oh yeah.
Not sure if maxing out my engine at that start is good, but I don't know. Stop just short.
Oh, just shot again. I thought that would have been on that. But you see there, you had a your best record out there as a ghost. Very, very good for reference. Very good for learning as a reference.
Fair enough. I think I stopped just brake just a little bit too early.
Could be good.
Oh, that's painful. That is.
I mean it is, yeah. That's me just taking over my all of my license stuff in the full game and seeing that everything that you can do in the licensing has been golded, but like remembering. God, I spent so many times on some of these like license tests, getting them in all into gold rankings. The number of retries.
Yes.
They were nice.
No, the haptics are good.
Yeah, you feel like, don't you? Like you have do you feel like the resistance when you're trying to push down the accelerator, and definitely as you use the brake as well. There's like that sort of like rumbling to it. Using it to slow down. Like I don't have it as pronounced as just as my preference. It's like on a very, very slight thing, but it's nice to have a bit of feeling in there. But I also think like maybe a bit too much of it is it got a bit too distracting. But like just a little bit, just let me know. Like yeah.
All right. Right. Next one. So it's the Cappuccino 91. The Kyoto Driving Park, Miyabi. Somewhere in your area, I imagine.
I think.
Well, not your area, but Japan.
Yeah, and even then, shall I tell you this for a fun fact? There is not actually a Kyoto Driving Park.
Oh, really?
What they tend to do is, like, especially when the game first started out and they didn't have like full-on license, not many full-on licenses for using actual racetracks and recreating those. They just went and made their own.
Makes sense.
So the track might not be real, but I think the location, like the actual like topographical data that they pick up to design the track around of, I think that in itself is based on real world data. It's just the track layout the track is entirely made up, and the points don't matter.
Whoop. I like how it's like, yeah, we don't need you to retype your name every time. That's quite useful. Thank you very much, game.
I was gonna be very worried it was gonna make you do that. Half of the stream is gonna be just typing your name in very, very slowly. But no. Yeah, I like that. This is really fun to pick up on actually. I see you got your ghosts, like you can see your reference in your previous best time. I do like that as well. You see how so you've got the marker on that. Oh my god!
Just squeaked it under.
2 milliseconds in, you squeaky bum time. I do love that as well. Like, so you're using the corner indicators that mark on like where the ideal apex of the corner is. I love it. I love this. Like, you notice how that apex was like actually very, very late in that turn. So that says to me like, as you went around it, there's a slight sort of tightening to it.
Yeah.
So you actually meet it like slightly a little bit wide on the start of it, but then as it sort of gets to the end of the corner and tightens up, that's when you attack the corner and go in for the apex. and you get that as your reference for like that's your actual really good racing line through there, and that's how you get.
There's your confirmation.
Maximize your speed. Yeah, you maximize your speed on exit, so yeah, like that.
Alright. I get that I had to open active top. What's that?
I was gonna say, tell me if I sound a bit too much like a nerd.
No, absolutely. No, this is why I brought you on board.
Same in there, yep. Beef we last.
Alright. Once again, same location. We're now in the G70 3.3T AWD P package 22. For anyone who's keeping up.
Is that Infinity or a Gen? I don't know which. I can't remember which brand that is. That's either Infinity or Genesis.
Oh, it's same corner, different car. Right.
Yeah, that's the basis for quite a few of the licenses. Actually, you'll do exactly the same thing, but like I said, do it in a different vehicle that has like a different weight balance, a different power setting and such like that. Like.
Yeah, it is the Genesis as you mentioned.
So first you did it in a little car, now you're doing it in a car with a bit more grunt, with a lot more weight to it, like a big like family sedan kind of thing. And then when you get around to doing them in the full game, like full on kitted out race vehicles, that's when it gets very, very fun.
Oh, I definitely lost it here.
And say, yeah, it's very heavy.
Yeah, I'm not. I need to kind of get the balance of the stick of the accelerator right. Accelerating. Slight turning, then we're braking. Then we still have the accelerator at half throttle to kind of keep our speed up through the apex. Okay, a bronze. I'll take that.
I think you might have the option as well if that's in cockpit view isn't like your preferred way of doing things. I think you have like other option for the camera setting. That gets a bit too. I don't know. It might get a bit too dizzy and something like that.
Definitely not getting it this time. Oh well. I don't know. I got a silver though. Probably more out of spite more than anything else. All right. No, I think the in cockpit works. I just need to keep on that racing line.
Okay. Then if you see me like do it, I don't do cockpit. I do what's called like the bumper cam, which is like right out of the front of the car.
Ah.
Because there are other like sims out there that are well in on that immersive sense. So like the only view that you are allowed, like when you're actually driving and playing, is cockpit. Which I get makes sense, but I like the variety that GT still sort of offers in that regard.
I took it too fast. Because I kind of last time I didn't brake, I just let off the accelerator, and that seemed to do enough. So if I just let off the accelerator here, then just start turning. But now I think I've accelerated too quickly out of it. I'm not certain I'm going to be able to get gold, but
It's something that you don't necessarily need to focus on every.
Yeah.
Feel like just brick walling it. Just X out. Come back to it later. Try all the other ones.
Yeah, I don't mind being ghost me at that point. Getting closer.
That was very close.
Give this one more try. Nah, there's me ghost right there. So I'm not gonna get out of there. Yeah. Nope, not this time. Well, I'll give it a good shot.
Yeah.
That silver's not bad.
Silver's not bad, and only a few bits away. Like, just tighten everything just a smidge bit more. It doesn't need a lot for you to get to that goal.
Yeah. Question about the racing line. Is it like you got to keep it under your side of the vehicle, or is it center? What is the general rule with that?
As in, when you see it
Uh-huh.
from your perspective. Well, it's weird. So the thing is, obviously you're in production vehicles, and production vehicles simply have the thing that you're not dead center in the middle of the car, like in that seating sense, unless you're driving something like a formula style car, like open wheel, McLaren F1, whatever you want to call it. So the weird thing is, like, that car is right-hand drive. So you're obviously on the right-hand side of the car. So you sort of kind of need to consider, like, that where you're sitting is not the dead center of the car, which is something very interesting to think about. It's why I really do like using the bumper cam, because that's bumper front and center at the front of the car. So if I were to have, like, the racing line to learn the best way around certain corners and such like that, that is good for me as a reference marker, but of course...
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it centered, effectively.
I mean, it's good to aim for going for the center, obviously, but
yeah, I'm losing it.
don't forget that you are not center. Your position your seat position in the car is not dead in the center, because production cars don't typically do that.
Oh, that's some gravel. Nope.
I mean, if you're on the gravel, I mean, it isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world if you'd like take a bit more liberties with corners like that. Yeah, just getting wheels on the curves like that. That is actually really good. It's got a thing of, like, using the entirety of the track that you're allowed. Those curbings are extensions to the track, basically. They may not count like track limit, like fully as a track limits, as people like to refer to it. But they're designed to be there to allow a driver to completely maximize out, like, the full width of the car and take a bit more liberties with going fast around them.
Makes sense to me.
The whole reason that they're there to say, like, yeah, you can use them, but if you go beyond me, then you well and truly have you've messed up if you go beyond even where we are. So yeah, cutting a curb like such, actually figuring out where you can do that. One of the secrets of going fast is, like, figuring that kind of thing out.
Oh, I want to give it another try. See, it's knowing when to accelerate or when to just kind of, like, have the brake, have it at like half feather. You know what I mean? Keep getting faster. And again.
So that probably looks like you could actually attack that quite a bit more.
Actually, I think I lost some turn on the. I had some tire screech, so.
I don't know if you're particularly paying attention to seeing what I'm seeing down there, but I can read what your inputs are right now. There's a little bar at the bottom that represents how much of that throttle you're using. Going for that 50, you're going for like a 50, like half throttle, going through the. Okay, it's like maybe the car could actually handle a bit more through that.
Maybe. Let's have a look.
Where if the license tests in the full game were the same as they are in this, I could actually do a bit of an experiment myself. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Because I was just thinking, one thing I realized just that moment is like, hang on, just because I'm putting my foot on the brake doesn't mean I need to take my foot off the accelerator.
Always the best idea, but at the same time.
I'll take it. Getting ever faster. And I think that's what is that's kind of almost this game in a nutshell, isn't it? It's the like I'm getting better, just bit by bit.
Definitely for this kind of thing, yeah. Like I said, mastery does not come at the first time you ever do a thing.
Oh no, of course.
It takes hundreds of laps.
I was in Golf 7 GTI 14. Nice.
Mark 7 GTI, yes.
Music rally mode is be made available.
Oh goodness, music rally.
The basics down mostly. I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but yeah.
Basics are down pat. So I did have sort of an idea pop into my mind like before we started. It's like, I don't know if I want to start like pop quizzing this in a bit of a way, but at the very least I do want to give like a little bit of history, like every sort of now and then, and you know, talk about like very cool like little tidbits about the series as a whole and where it is currently, and
Please do.
What they're looking for, yeah. I don't want to go full pop quiz in this, but question: do you know the man who is responsible for this game series?
Oh no, I do not. I don't. I'm not aware of that at all.
I can't remember his name. So it is one Kazunori Yamauchi. That is the name of this guy, nickname of Kaz.
Mm-hmm.
So the origins of the game, the series, could be traced all the way back to 1992, when Mr. Kaz Yamauchi, at the time, was an employee of Sony Computer Entertainment Japan's. He started developing the original Gran Turismo concept with a team, at the time was called Polis Entertainment, that started out with only 5 people and gradually became a bigger team. Over the lifespan, it took 5 years to complete. In comparison to the era's other racing games, which had oversimplified arcade-style racing with exaggerated car movements, we instead wanted to make ourselves a complex, like, as close to real life as we can, racing simulator with the tools that were allowed. Now, Sony initially rejected the idea of a realistic racing simulation. Yeah, they didn't think that people aren't going to want this. So even though it was rejected, the team still thought we'll keep it on the back burner just in case. You know, so they still worked on the thing as a side project. And then, after the success of Polis Entertainment's other arcade racing games at the time, you might have heard of them, Motortoon Grand Prix and Motortoon Grand Prix 2. When those games were successful, Cass took upon himself to pitch the idea of his full-on real-life racing sim again to the heads up at Sony, and this time they said, "Oh, all right then, you can do it. You make 2 good games that have sold as well. You can actually make your thing." Yes.
Oh, thank goodness, because there's not a lot of simulation-based racing games out there.
Simulation driving is a surprisingly niche market.
Yeah, mostly stuck to like even I think I want to say the F1 games as well.
Yep, that is a little bit of a niche in itself. Like,
is Forza or was that more arcadey?
There are elements of realism to Forza, and there are certain titles in Forza that do try a bit more on the realism side. I don't know, because I've only really done the one Forza game, and that was only like 3 hours of Horizon 5 with as weird suggestion. That was his other sort of fast game blast game he suggested. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's what Forza tried to be at the time. It's like the Microsoft equivalent of a Gran Turismo game that Sony had. So yeah, there are similarities, and yeah, Forza is not completely arcadey apart from like 1 or 2 games. But yeah.
A1 is Cording Basics 4. We will practice braking before turning. This can't be taken at full throttle. So try and apply the brake and slowing down before turning. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a harsh corner that I see it. Yeah, just too fast. Yeah, too fast still. Ah. Yep, that definitely is a fail. Bronze, yeah. Got it in the end. It's knowing how much to slow down is the key thing. And also when to then apply the accelerator is the key thing.
Yeah.
Like, I did not slow down enough here. Squeaked into that silver.
Squeaked into that, yeah.
I kind of felt like I was literally, I think, close to scraping my my slide against the wall there, but oh well.
It looks like you're on that curve for a while. I saw the wobble.
That was me turning too early. Or harshly. One or the other. I'm quite close to that goal, actually.
Yeah, that was a very clean run.
Let's see if I can get it. Oh, didn't slow down enough there. Alright, I'm just running away with it. Let's get another shot. Bit slower, but too early. Whoa, definitely not that one. I think I might hit a handbrake by mistake there.
Maybe.
Down. I think I started my turn too soon there. So I'm going to see if there's a where is the chase view? Ah, chase view is R1. Right. Now I know. And immediately get gold.
I feel like sometimes it is just a little bit of a magic like that.
Yeah. The Citroen DS 1 Palace 70. Isn't that the one with like the turning headlights?
Ultra. Unsure.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that car before. I'm pretty sure one of its main features was its headlights turn with the wheels. Might be wrong. Ah, the 911. This is gonna have me worried. Okay, 91.
It's an old-timey 911 as well. Wow, okay.
Alright. What I need to do on this one, Sarah, where you'll learn the basics of out cornering.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. This, I think I do remember the general principle. I was still going way too fast. Damn. Definitely not. Yeah, it's hard to know kind of like what speed it's wanted to go at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how slow is too slow? Definitely too fast.
The only thing I've got to try and simulate what Ebak's gonna got on his game right now is to just load up like a practice session just myself, because I don't get exactly the same license test that he does right now. So they won't like replicate this. It's just a practice session outright myself. So I'm having a look. Luckily, I do have this card that you're using here.
Ah, bronze. At least I completed it.
Yeah, that's all you really need.
But I can do better. Still too fast. I think. Let's have a look and see how the computer does it.
So yeah, demonstrations are always a good reference point as well.
Right. Still too fast. Nah. I'm not nailing the out and in. That's the thing. Because there comes a point when then I'm going too slow. At least I think I'm going too slow. See, that time I try like not applying full brake. That didn't work out.
Oh, no. Yeah, at the speed you're going, at some point during your braking, you need to be on full throttle. It's like, on full brake, I should say.
Nah. It's about between like 50 and 60. I'm going to be taking that corner.
Yeah, that looks and that sounds about right.
Just off. I thought that probably might have been me accelerating too.
Yeah, that looked like, yeah. So when you get to a level of how, if you ever got to a level of how like the really serious people do this kind of thing close to like what actual like professional driver thinks about it, this sort of thing. The whole thing that they try to aim for is how to do everything in as few sort of steps as possible and like as few motions as possible and just making them all as smooth as possible. Like ideally what they try and say is whenever you do like a zone like this, the braking should be one fluid action that you do. The turning that you do should be one fluid action. And then the acceleration that you decide to put in, as you go to put that out, that should also be like one single, like fluid action. It is a lot to think about and process.
I'm wondering actually if I'm braking too early. Because then I broke late. I didn't brake enough, but I broke late. So maybe if I brake here. Nah, still.
So what that looks like, that could be a bit better, but again, it's I think maybe the tendency is like as you're going around the corner, yeah.
I have to apologise for anyone watching who's thinking this is watching you do this over and over is boring.
I mean, like I said, people that take this seriously, this is what they will do in their rooms, at their desks, at their control stations, for pretty much all of it, yeah. And some of them do decide to broadcast them doing this kind of thing as well, so, you know, it's not unheard of.
Yeah, it's definitely too fast to take at 50. So, well, 60. So 50 is probably the ballpark to aim for.
Yeah, like a low 50.
Oh, close. Much better. That's close to a silver as well. It's the best time I've got so far. teeny bit slower than it was last time. Last couple of attempts. I think that was, yeah, just a couple of seconds, faster.
Yeah, you're getting that.
I'm content to end it there. I got my bronze. I think I'm good. Oh.
I can roughly like estimate. Of course, I can't get exactly the settings that you're on, but I can roughly estimate what sort of stuff I was able to get done. Sort of like a low 16. I was sort of doing that section, and I would say a rough guess, maybe just slightly getting into a 15. But at the same time.
A3 is Racing Line Beginner 2, which will master the out and in line. Oh god, I'll master it. Oh god, alright.
It's another
A tighter corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a full-on hairpin. Is that? It's a. Oh, not the same. Oh, sorry, not the same car. They are actually making you do this in a full-on minivan. Okay.
Apparently so.
Probably gonna be a big, bulky boy to try and slow down.
Yeah, that's way too fast. Oh, well, yeah, that is a proper hairpin. But the thing is, I'm getting too. I don't think I'm getting slow close enough to the end. I don't know if, Awful line. But I did it, and actually quite close to the silver, actually.
Yeah.
There I go.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just throwing balls to the wall there. Brake, 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 brake. Ah, too soon. Cut the curb too much. Oh well. Too wide. Is the racing line like the perfect racing line that I can achieve, or is it simply just the ideal racing line?
You know, that's sort of like if you ask somebody who is, you know, let Epic Season Pro, they'd probably argue that probably maybe like not so. As you start out, it is definitely very, very useful to have on to generally get a look at, particularly for this like out in out sort of sense, so you really do get an understanding for the fastest way around the corner like this is you start out wide on your entry, and then you try straighten it up all the way in for the middle part of the corner, and then you want to be out on your exit of the corner, so you're allowed to, you can put that power down as and when you need to, as early as you possibly can. So yeah, these tests really do, it's all about the timing of it.
That was off.
That was a bit of a yeet.
Yeah, no, not. Oh, look at that! Leaving my old self in the dust there.
That
Gold.
was, yeah. Oh, nice one.
You're thinking why I'm hitting retry, because I've got to do this at least once in this session. Just, you know, that's just this and that's this. Just Leroy Jenkins this.
I'll try flexing yourself in this. Okay, goodness, okay.
Nah, not flexing, just literally just crashing. Okay, I've earned the Toyota Sprinter Torino 3-door 1600 GT Apex. An iconic vehicle.
It's a Takumi car, yes.
An icon.
You can go do your Kansei Perfect Drifter on your tofu runs. Why is Shadow not here? She'd love that.
Next, we are in a TT Coupe 3.2 Quattro 03 in the Tri-Mountain Circuit doing consecutive corners beginner 1.
That bit, oh goodness, yeah.
So the one thing I learned on the last route is the braking area does start a bit early. If I literally go full tilt brake a bit later, I should get like end my speeder at the moment where I turn. So that's how much I've learned. I'm guessing it has to be generous so that, you know, people kind of then can dial it in, but yeah.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah, like definitely my experience that I've noticed, like when I've learned to track in my sort of early days, having that big red braking zone show up, I then realized, wait, ideally, like the best people at this game are braking actually quite a bit of a ways in, to be technical. So yeah, good to get that as a reference. But then at the end of the day, you know, the best people will learn to look for other things on the circuit to get a gauge of their own braking markers, as it were. As I said, everybody's might end up being different. may have the same kind of car, but it's not the exact same sort of year, model, and spec. So I actually need to visit Brand Central and get one of those under my belt. Don't worry, I've got like 30 million in-game credits, and these kinds of cars are not expensive in the menu.
I guess it's also what I'm not a fan of in GT is the fact that it has become one of those microtransaction games. But I guess that is occupational hazard.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say it's as egregious as other games in its sort of genre, and definitely compared to other kinds of games that do that, it's not. Like, the options are there, but they definitely do not, like, throw the microtransactions in your face. There are no premium currencies to talk about. There are no, like, really, the only sort of thing... Most of, like, the car updates that we've been gradually getting, and track updates that we've gradually been getting, they've all been just, like, free. Which has been really nice. Yeah, I mean, like, if you are really low on your in-game credits, they do have that option to use real money for that. As just an option, you don't exactly have to. And again, if you got to a point where I have, where you actually do sort of the more online-centric modes and like time trials online, where if you get your time within a certain percentile, you can actually earn quite a lot of in-game credits to spend on. Yeah, so while they do exist in this game, they are absolutely not so in your face and like integral to the game's sort of like economy. Like, you don't need to pay to win in this game, which is really good.
Which is good. I thought silver was the best I was going to get on that one. All right then. So next is an consecutive corner beginner 2 in an R5 Turbo 80. Gorgeous.
Oh, that's an old styly Renault car, I think. Yeah. Check if I have.
Oh. So it's basically mastering. First of all, we've got a braking turn, and then, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Too fast. Damn it. This might be the end of me.
So actually, fun fact, I did actually go back to another one of the cars that you've driven in this when you talked about that certain car that you said like had headlights that responded to the input on the steering wheel. I did actually cross-reference that, and what this game actually does quite well is it like does give you quite a lot of information and like backstories of cars, and like actually talking about like specifics and specs and whatnot. Yeah, good for car buffs. So I did actually cross-reference what you said, what your claim was, and my god, Ebak, you were right. That is one of the cars that had adaptive headlights. So yeah, like, wow.
I know some things about cars. And it's not all simply power.
Some things about cars, some of them are good for top trumping.
What's your legacy when it comes to Gran Turismo? What got you into the kind of series?
Just like casually, I guess just like casually having it as a thing. I wasn't really heavily into it. I mean, I enjoyed, because obviously everybody, I'd say most people enjoyed Top Gear episodes back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Keep watching those on Dave on repeat and that kind of thing. I don't know. There's something about like I thought myself, you know, even back then I thought myself a bit of a mean streak on like car games, driving games. I thought myself, yeah, I'm pretty nice on most things that come across my way, and that thing. Gran Turismo kind of just ended up being like just a title on the system that I could visit if I really wanted to. If I had like nothing, like the other games I have weren't particularly the vibe for me at the time. Is like, yeah, I've got Gran Turismo, I put that back in again. So like I said, I had like actual physical copies of Gran Turismo 3, which I could do on PlayStation 2. Then PS3 came around, I got myself a copy of GT5, which when I was back on the PlayStation 1 days, the Demo 1 disc that had a copy of me doing, that had a copy of Gran Turismo on it. Like putting some time to that too. I don't know, the buzz about doing this on a very serious level didn't really kick off until they announced Gran Turismo Sport as a thing. They made that, yeah, the thing about that one was, that was more of a directly competition-focused title in a series, rather than all the other ones being, like, you're basically simulating the life of like the life of a car owner, basically, like a car collector. You know, they had all the options of, you know, you can take your car to a clean shop. You know, you can get it cleaned, you can change the oil to keep it in shape like that. You can add tuning parts to it and sort of that thing, and build up a car collection from scratch like that. But yeah, Sport came around, and that title, as it said, was more focused on the direct like competition side. They wanted to have an ambition to make a game that could theoretically train somebody in the ways of being an actual professional racing driver. So the car collection of Sport was less bloated in previous games. There wasn't really an emphasis on owning a car and taking it through all sorts of events and tuning it up in like you did in previous games. Like, you had access to much of like the more like high performance actual like racing tuned vehicles in sports. I don't know, I just thought that, you know, if they're going that way, that might appeal to me a bit more, because I did think, like, if I'm good at these kind of games, like, could I get really good at these kinds of games? So yeah, that's really, I guess, the affinity for the series as a whole sort of went back into it then, and it did remind me of my days on, like, GT3 and GT5 that I had, and I thought, maybe I should have put, like, a few more bits into that. Yeah, of course, other people looked at the sort of the smaller offering that Sport had and thought, you know, it's nice, but at the same time, people do like Gran Turismo for the fact that, like, you can basically simulate the life of a car owner, and you can make your car in the way that you really want it to end up being. So then GT7 came along, which built on the engines of what GT Sport used and turned it back into what it kind of was back in the day as well, which people really liked when it sort Okay, back.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm trying to nail this, but I'm just not. Because I'm trying. I'm actually wondering whether I actually need to use the brake at all and just basically lay off the accelerator. Because it says brake, but then I'm getting too slow. So
Yeah, I've noticed that this procession of corners is very, very tricky because all of them are.
that's
You know, it's like every single one of them gets like slightly tighter as it goes on. So yeah, it's hard to gauge.
it literally is a dab of brakes. That one was just me messing up. Way too far behind. Well, I've got the bronze. It's just I want to see if I get that silver. Right. Okay. No. I think I've got it. Clearly not. One more time. Still some of them other time, but let's see if I can get just a little bit faster. Yeah, I should break there. Interesting. Started terribly there. Hey! It's not exactly silver, but it's a bit faster. That's good. The game has some encouragement. Nope. I'll take it. I'll take it. Meh. It's not perfect, but I'm not looking for perfect. Can you believe we'll be going for an hour and a half already?
just in this sort of thing. I mean, I did see that you by doing these you are unlocking the other modes, so you're not going to be just locked in doing this forever.
Oh no. Besides, you gotta walk before you can run. You know.
Oh well, okay.
Oh lord. The LC 517 Raceline Intermediate.
Oh goodness, this thing.
Quite a track as well. Diving deep into the apex of a tight corner. Where is the corner?
Do me a favor, take a look at things like drive, braking indicator. They're the stability. Actual play things. Huh. It usually would be in the assist settings.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that would let you know like what things are on and off route. So it looks like even from then you'll be able to. Huh? Really? I don't know. Maybe this thing is just like have the corner indicators on for all of it. Like really?
Maybe. Well, let's give it a shot.
I mean, again, my first thing. So yeah, maybe just wants you to have those tools as a thing.
Very close to silver on that one. say Lexus is not a brand I expect to see in this game. I don't know why. Coast into coast.
How about this one? Let me throw you like some of the examples of like the manufacturers that they've included as a part of like the full game. So they group them into categories based on the region that they come from. So if they're either from the Americas, if they're from Europe, or if they're from Asia Pacific. Let's read through some American things. You might obviously know some of the ones here. So they've obviously got like Ford cars, which surprisingly I think they actually had a bit of a while before Ford actually became like a
Silver
manufacturer. Ooh, silver, nice. So yeah, definitely Ford. Chevrolet. Heard of Chevrolet?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Dodge.
Yeah, I've heard of Dodge. Yeah.
Infinity.
Not-
INFINITI.
I've not heard of Infinity. No.
Okay. They've got Teslas in this.
Oh God. Do they remain on fire?
Yeah, they don't seem like they don't seem like cars like setting on fire. Your cars don't get to that sort of period of like they spontaneously combust because you know. Let's think. And now we get to some of the manufacturers that, while they, I don't know manufacturers, but some of the cars are listed actually under like tuning shops rather than actual like manufacturers. Oh wait, no. You probably know this one. DMC.
DeLorean?
Yes, they have a DeLorean in this game.
Wow.
And really, this Model S2 from 2004. Oh goodness, it's the only one that they've got, but not not the one that Doc Brown actually has like that from the old one. It's
the stock.
Yeah, more dated stock one, yeah. But he is. But four, really. And then we get to some of the like tuning shop sort of listed cars rather than which based on Persian cars, but it's like their special sort of tuning to them. Like this here that looks cool.
Hello, drifting.
Oh, drifting! Hello.
We're doing some driving.
Corvettes. Stingray Corvette. Beautiful beast.
But powerful.
Say, yeah. You're essentially an American muscle car, which is like power, but no finesse.
Oh, the Clarkson special then. Nice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Close to that silver. Driving is fun in video games. I mean, yeah, well, I can't do it in real life, so, you know, that's the only time I can drive. Feather the throttle a little bit.
Yeah, there you are. You're sort of learning it now. Not everything is just on and off. Throttle control is never a binary thing. It's like you can't just go like 0 or 100% every single time. Some of it really is in those finer margins of only a little bit of throttle, or just like most of the throttle, but not 100% of the throttle. You gradually sort of pick up that kind of thing if you do this a bit more. Even in your braking as well. That's not just an on and off kind of thing.
Didn't. I can, in theory, in practice, however, why'd I have a license? So.
Here's over here is me as well, who, while their driving license is still valid, I only actually did like real world driving for like 7 months on the license. license before they picked up everything and moved countries. And since living in this country, there's been basically no need to have a car.
Yeah, Japan isn't really built for
life.
cars, is it?
I mean, definitely there's.
Well, there's roads, but it's
there
more
are,
like
there are roads, definitely. But yeah.
it's more the fact that there's a lot of public transport that's decent in Japan. I'm off road.
Public transport do be quite decent over here.
I mean, the amount of trains they have over there. I mean, I know this from watching Jet Lag the game, mostly.
Right. I mean, at the same time, people will still have a car just in case. Just in case that public transport goes out of whack. Or if they like do like a walk or cycle commute and it starts raining, it's on a rainy day and they don't particularly fancy, you know, walking or cycling in the rain, they'll just do it by their car instead. And that's the reason why if it's a rainy day, I tend to feel like the traffic jams in the morning are kind of worse if I'm like riding a bus somewhere. Because everybody apparently doesn't want to go out in rain.
Shock horror.
Shock horror, yeah.
People don't want to get wet, Laura. You astound me. I am up my own arse here.
your ghost is up your trumpet. So now what I'm discovering is that this game is actually offering you the car choice it's offering you and the cars that you're unlocking. Turns out that some of them I can't just like up and get.
Wow.
In the full game, I have to wait for them on like a rotation of what they call legend cars. And, like these are like very, very unique, special cars, special builds of ones. They'll be ridiculously expensive in some cases as well to get.
I'm behind my ghost. I'm not going to catch him up. So.
I'm currently eyeing in the market right now, which is marked as sold out, so I can't actually get it from the Legends dealer. Is a Ferrari 330 P4, which is a 60s era Ferrari Le Mans race car. Very, very beautiful piece of kit. And if it was on sale, you could get it for the grand total of 20 million in-game credits.
Just 20 million. In-game credits, that could be whatever, yeah.
Just a cool 20 million, yeah. So these are the really special units in. Tell you what though, I do like a Ferrari F40. I do love a Ferrari F40. I don't know why I don't have this yet. It's mine.
She's got it.
Tell you what, F40 Ferrari is like my go-to if I play the game like Outrun.
Yep.
If I found an arcade cabinet that's like Outrun that had like Outrun 2 on it, Ferrari F40 would be my go-to for that. Not even the F50, not even the F50, not even the Enzo. I just have a thing for like the F40. Just like it's cool retro. I think it's what I like.
Silver.
I guess. Silver. Good time. I do notice that like the margins that you get for like the gold, silver, and bronze time bands, they do get sort of wider because you're going through a longer section of course.
Yeah. So like between silver and bronze, there's a lot more of a margin for error between
Yes.
silver and gold.
Yes, that's true.
Which is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the Honda NSX Type R92.
That's a good one as well. it seems like quite a few of them that they're offering you in this one, they are sort of the more special cars from they're available. Interesting.
Indeedy. I was not expecting a jazz rendition of Greensleeves, but oh, I'll take it.
To be honest, though, yeah, the soundtracks of these games are a really interesting point as well. You know, like jazz and lounge renditions of these, you know, classical tunes and such. Surprising what you get.
An undulating track. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, this track does do the undulate. It do be sort of uppy downy.
Absolutely not.
So, yeah.
I think I spun out there for a second. I definitely lost traction, so...
Yeah.
Well, I got my bronze. Could be better, though. So close to getting silver as well. A couple of milliseconds. I think I can get silver on this.
You ready?
Nah, I'm going there way too fast. I think my provisional driving license has expired, actually. I don't think that's available to use anymore. I think I've got this, Laura. Ah.
Die getting enough. I don't think in the time it took me to start learning to drive and then getting my full license. I don't think my provisional like didn't expire during that time, but I know one thing that I did need to do again was redo the theory side, because in the time in the multiple times I couldn't pass the practical side, during that time my theory ran out, so I had to redo the theory side.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I already got my license just as a form of ID because I didn't have another form of ID.
Oh yeah.
That is actually that's the only reason I got my provisional. No other reason.
One of the first things I felt like would be really good for me to have, when I was sorting out my move over here, was the international driver's permit. Like, just in case I ended up in a situation where an actual motor vehicle was necessary for me to get around. But yeah, all the positions that I've had so far, I've just not had need. And of course you can, but at the same time, that's just not my preference.
Damn it. So close to making a perfect line through there. That was not in control. Nope, definitely not. I don't remember why I got ID, because I know it would be a good thing, but I don't get ID for things, and also I don't get things that I need to be ID'd for, you know. Like, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. All I'd need it for is if someone like ID'd me when getting a game, and by that point I had my license. I was like 25, so the likelihood of me getting ID was very unlikely. I'm not someone who looks very youthful, so.
Really weird. I count it as a weird kind of blessing that, because it was a case of I just didn't have any idea at the time, and you know, they wouldn't just take me at face value. Sort of blessing in disguise that I think then get just bogged into buying my lottery tickets. Because the incident happened, like, I think it was at like my 17th birthday, or at the age that you're allowed to get lottery tickets in the UK, which I think is 17 still, right?
I'm not sure, if I'm honest. Never got one myself, so.
Yeah, just fit in the corner shops, that sort of deal, and I was sort of like suggested by the parent guardian I was with at the time, and said, why don't you try getting one of those in, because you are of the age now. And I did try. But I do remember that I didn't have any identification on me to prove to them that, you know, I was the age required. And because I didn't have ID, they wouldn't sell me it. It's like, oh well, fair enough.
You didn't try the whole "you don't need to see my identification" thing.
No, I did not try to Jedi mind trick them. I was still but a Padawan at the time. But yeah, sort of a lucky blessing that then I didn't get mired into buying my lottery ticket every single week.
Yeah, kind of lucky.
As a mindless expense every week, you know.
I don't know, it's been a while since Paul's done the lottery. I think he occasionally gets a lottery ticket, but that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Coming into that corner a bit too much speed. Sorry, I was just, for some weird reason, my memories just now turned to just the other day because Shadowbear and I decided that we'd watch the latest Wallace and Gromit film. So now my head's got the Yorkshire accent in my head now for some weird reason.
All right.
No idea why.
I always sound like it, but that is my homeland, so. I mean, I could really lay it on thick if you want me to say it like that. You know?
No. But the thing is, I do know that you come from the north, and so I do kind of. It's one of the things where you never quite lose the accent. There are like very subtle hints in your voice with the accent, but also it's a lovely accent. So lovely accent for a lovely lady.
Shut it.
No, you'll be loved. You'll accept the compliment, so I'm going to turn this car right around.
Turn this car around.
Which is not going to help if it's on a racing track. Yes, as Lemming says, let us love you, Laura, and Drifty says, you're being loved, Laura, do not resist us.
Well, goddammit, 3 against 1.
To quote the Borg, resistance is futile.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's way too much speed loss there.
What Simon meant, sometimes say upgrading is compulsory. For you lot, it's like loving is necessary. You will be loved like us.
Indeed. As unlike the Cybermen, we can contemplate love. Ow! I prefer the Vogons. Resistance is useless. Huh? Another species with a Yorkshire accent, if I recall. The old TV series the radio plays. For some reason. I'm taking the corner too tight. One thing I remember very fondly is a few years ago, I went with Mist and a few friends of ours here in Norwich to actually watch Hitchhiker's Guide, the radio play live at the theatre.
Yes.
Like they were doing a UK tour, and what I loved most about that is completely off topic from Cars, but I don't care. They give you a recording of the show that you watch.
Oh, nice.
And when I say like a recording, not like a recording that they hand out to everyone. No, they give you the actual recording from that show. Flubs and everything.
Yeah. That flops and audience laughter and such, yeah.
Yeah. So it's very kind of surreal to kind of to listen to it and be like, somewhere in that miasma of laughter for the audience is, you know, our laughter.
Right.
Especially since it had John Culshaw as the special guest for the book. And what's great about that is he totally flubbed the line, and it was hilarious to see him try and recover from that. Plus, of course, him doing his impressions. Which is when the book talks about time travel. Of course, he puts on his Tom Baker impression. I know I've got bronze people, but I really want to get silver. I'm not gonna spend all my time on this, I swear. But I at least want to see if I can get a bit closer to that silver.
Yeah, what I found myself doing over here is like, since I've got the full game and haven't downloaded the version that eBack is currently playing, I can't access exactly the settings that he's got, but I can get like at least close. So what I found myself doing is now I'm just running laps of the entire circuit that eBack is currently racing on, or doing this license test on, in the same car, which I've been able to pick up as well. I can let you know that my best time currently, I have no idea if it's actually really, really good, but I can race around this entire lap in this car. Currently, fastest is at 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh.
Like I said, I have no idea if that's actually really good, but... I feel like I just got some air there after messing with my line and speed entirely. Okay. So next one's the 13.
All right, flopped it right at the last corner. Oh.
Yeah. Tell you what, that wasn't... In the full game, some of these, like, full-on license tests get to, like, you do an entire lap, like, basically using everything that you've learned up until that point to do an entire lap of the circuit. And, yeah, this thing is, like, if you do an off-track or hit a wall, that is a full-on reset. So, yeah, you can imagine you do a full lap of a circuit.
And mess at the last corner.
And mess it up at the last corner. That's kind of it. Driving marathon finished.
Took the corner too early. Please do.
If I say some of the names, like, for example, the track you're currently on is called Trial Mountain. In game, it's named Trial Mountain. Things like that. Trial Mountain, Deep Forest. I believe there's like another one somewhere. Eigen Nordwand and stuff like that. Some of these names are synonymous with the Gran Turismo.
Eiger Nordvan. That sounds like hello, I'm calling for Mr. Eiger. You know.
I mean, it could be some like Swiss bank place here because like even though these tracks are made up, like I said, they are based on like actual geographical locations. So yeah, this Eiger Nordwand is actually a Swiss. It's located in Switzerland somewhere. So it sounds like it could be like calling for like some high-end Swiss bank or something.
Hello, I'm calling from Mr. I'm calling for Mr. Biggin, first name Ivor.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so names like Trial Mountain, names like Deep Forest, these made-up tracks, but they are kind of like, you say them to a Gran Turismo fanatic and they're like, oh god, yeah, that's a classic track. Interestingly, when they came up with reintroducing them in GT7, the thing about it is, like, the tracks have come back and they're kind of, like, most of the important details are all there, like certain layouts and such, but the layout is not exactly one-to-one with how the track layouts have been previously.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you can, yeah, I don't know if you see, for example, in this track here, on your minimap, there's that really, really long piece at the bottom of the race sort of map, which is where the start-finish line usually is. So before that, you can sort of see the little sort of triangular juts that sort of sticks out down there at the bottom before the start-finish line starts. Yeah, that is a reprofiling of the track that they literally did for the GT7 version of this racetrack. It does not exist in previous ones. And as such, kind of a mixed reception towards, like, those kinds of edits. There was a really tight hairpin that you did in one of the previous license sets on another track. That's on what they call the Deep Forest Raceway. That is also another reprofiling that did not exist in previous versions of the track in previous games. And such, again, very, very mixed reception towards this.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm gonna allow myself 3 more retries of this. And if I don't get it, that's it. So that's retry 1.
So yeah, the names and most of the major details of the tracks are preserved. People are glad that these tracks are back because they're kind of like household names in Gran Turismo sort of fandoms, but they're not exactly one-to-one with how they were. Yeah.
That's 2. Fastest time yet.
You did get a record though.
Yeah, I did get a record. It says my fastest time yet. Nope, that's it. And that's it.
Okay then.
IB5 license is available. It's the last one. In the Countach.
Ooh, the Lamborghini.
Expert line racing. Oh, I can see this one's going to be painful.
TV.
Too fast. Oh shit! I just tapped the brakes accidentally.
Whoop.
Oh, it's this corner. The hairpin. Oh no, that's I lost it.
Shame, right now I can't get myself a Countach so I can feel what you're going through. I could get a Diablo, but that's not the same.
Right, way too late there. And I did it. Bronze, but given the fact that was the ultimate example of what we've done, I'm not too bad upset with myself. I'm just trying to improve my score. I don't think I'm going to get silver. I don't think I'm that skilled yet. Into the wall. Ugh. Was completely not paying attention to the sign saying please brake. But I think I actually came out of that quite lightly, actually. Oh, that was such a good run as well. And I messed up in the last corner.
That's the pain.
That is indeed the pain. The pain. Okay, I'm gonna get myself one more try on this, and then we're gonna try racing because my food is my lunch is actually nearly here, according to my partner. So, of course, that's my food for the day. So, but I want to have a race before we finish.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'd like to try like some of the other modes in here. I can see you doing like 1, maybe 2 races, and then see what that music rally is. Because actually, I think the music rally is quite a quirky little mode.
There we go. Well,
No, but
still, I think I've learned the basics. It's not perfect, but you know.
yeah.
And I did earn the Countach as a result of that as well.
You have earned the car. Very, very nice, very nice. Yeah, you're building up a tiny little. Like I said, if you ever did fancy, I don't know, letting Curiously get a better review and you decide to pick up the full version of the game, apparently you can carry over all your progress and your car collection from this into the full game.
Ooh, well, there you go.
You can actually start out with a bit of a collection to kick off the game with.
There is actually a full achievement section, actually, and also read up on the cars in the collection. Oh, we do indeed get.
Yes, you can get your lure dumps.
My lower dance, which, as I mentioned earlier, the Citroen DS21 Palace 70. I don't think it mentions anything about the headlamps, though. No, it doesn't. Oh well.
It talks about the entire like hydro and pneumatics. That's all like entirely hydraulic suspension.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, a couple of races.
I can confirm it in the full game that it does say yes. The headlights do turn with the steering. I did corroborating check. Yes.
We are going to do some races. There's apparently the Sunday Cup. Previous events for you.
Ah, yes.
The Rack Sunday Cup, much more sporty, the Clubman's Cup, and the Star-Studded Gran Turismo Cup. Yeah, we're probably going to do the Sunday Cup. And probably that's about it.
Oh,
Maybe the Clubman Cup. Just the category. That beginner.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay, yeah, so it seems like it's really streamlined and those stat detailings there.
Hmm.
It makes sense.
It does. Simplification.
It's a simplification. It's a far more easier thing to understand than
I'll be right
all
back.
like the detailed breakdowns of your brake horsepower and such as that you get in here. So there you go. That could very well be a lunch arriving for a Mr. Ebek. Spheres. By as well, and the time it maybe takes him to come back from. Hey guys, did you know that there is a movie based on this video game? Did you know that they made a movie? How did they make a movie out of all this? You're like, how on earth? Well, lo and behold, that they did. That they released in, what was it, 2013? Yeah, 2013. So during July and August of 2013, there is a movie that you can watch about this game. It is essentially just like a big walking, running advertisement for the video game, and it takes a lot of liberties with its story.
Sorry about that.
It's a very dramatizing. Hey, how was that lunch?
It was lunch. It's also some doggos downstairs, so I had to say hello.
Oh, doggos. I was just like passing some time with another little bit of I suppose lore about Gran Turismo. Did you know that there is a movie about this game?
I did see that there's a movie, yes. Released last year, or the year before, I think, isn't it?
2013, 2023, back in August of 2023.
Alright, let's see how I get on with this.
Yeah, it's essentially just a dramatization of the story of one Jan Mardenborough, who was a young lad, a young lad with a bit of a passion for the game. It's sort of one of those like good old coming of age sort of feel good stories about teenage video game player who's able to somehow become an actual professional racing driver.
Hey.
Sort of semi-based on his real story, or at least it's a heavily dramatized version of his story, and it takes a lot of liberties with a lot of details about it for the sake of, you know, movifying everything. But yeah, it's essentially like a story. So there used to be this competition that the winner of such was granted the opportunity to become an actual professional driver on, you know, an actual professional basis. You know, they'd get a contract to race a car at a race event in real life. So it took people who set really, really good times in-game time trials. They took them to various camps and shows and such, and they'd pick a winner out of all those, essentially, and that winner would get a contract, at least, to, you know, race a real car in a real setting. And one of those was one Jan Mardenborough, who has actually now made sort of a decent racing career out of his win of the tournament back in 2011?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, the start of the cast includes people like it is Archie Madekwe as Jan Mardenborough. There is Jimon Hansu as the father. There is also David Harbour.
Ah, the Internet's daddy.
Internet's daddy, that guy from Stranger Things, yep. And we're just scared to believe that Orlando Bloom was in the movie as well.
What? Wow. I was about to make a comment and decided not to.
As the very eccentric organizer of this competition, shall we say. That's the role that Orlando Bloom got. And also, it also stars Jerry Halliwell as well, under her full legal name currently as Jerry Halliwell Horner, seeing that she is married to current Formula One team principal Christian Horner. Yeah, she plays the mom of the family. Also, if you also didn't know, she was a Spice Girl back in the day, and maybe still is. Who knows? Oh my god, did you win the race?
I did.
You won the race, and now I'm happy. To be honest, I wasn't even watching the race. I was just reading the Wikipedia article for the movie to get the details on. And all that time, you were winning the race. Oh, brilliant.
Kind of easy. But maybe
you just said it to begin it, but yeah, no shame about that.
if I set to intermediate, what happens then? Let's try it. Same vehicle.
I think it might be just the level of the AI races that you're going up against might improve somewhat.
So far, so good.
This is a very weird group of cars that apparently are in the same category. You got the people doing the minivan, you got a Mini Cooper. Old-timey Beetle, did you see that?
Yeah, I just see the 66 Beetle.
60s Beetle, and all the ones in the big Volvo sort of big estate car.
Oh dear, on the grass. That's where I messed up my turnings. Oh dear.
No, you're taking liberties, it's fine. What is sportsmanship in an AI race? It doesn't exist.
And I am in first place again.
Yeah. That phrase, what is sportsmanship, is actually kind of a funny meme in the community nowadays.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why is that? So, we talked about Gran Turismo Sports. They wanted to market that as a very serious competitive game, and they wanted to simulate like the intricacies of actual, real life motorsport within that game, or at least get closer to than they had in the previous entries. So the thing of it was that, as well as offering the chance to do these more competitive modes, they wanted to teach everybody that took part in such how to actually, race clean as well as fast online. So, quite infamously, what you need to do before you go into the online modes of GT Sport and of GT7 as well, particularly as well, is you need to sort of agree, like do a sort of agreements in such a way that you will try your best to adhere to the rules of racing and try and be as clean of a driver as you can be at all times. And it involved watching a video made by the people at Gran Turismo, basically explaining about the concept of sportsmanship and being a nice player online and what not to do. And it's like, it starts out that basically the video is essentially just called like, what is sportsmanship? And it like talks about the concept of like what sportsmanship is and that sort of thing, and it shows you examples of not good driving online and not good etiquette and such. Examples of making you look bad. So people like to meme on that video quite a lot. No, but it is sort of like an agreement of like, if you are going to go online, you are kind of expected to take it semi-seriously and actually be a clean driver online. By and large, the races don't always go to plan in that respect, shall we say? Yeah. Because people.
Hey Laura, should we meme?
Oh my god, should we do the tofu run? Do the tofu run, go for it. At Shadow Phoenix Rider, we are doing a tofu run. You want to see this?
Here we go. I've also put it straight to intermediate. So I get on.
Yeah. Don't need this rock soundtrack. All we need is like. Just in that.
No, I agree with you there.
If only we weren't DNCing it straight after.
Yeah, that would be my concern. I want to get past these fools. There we go.
So the full game actually does have an options in its sound options. Do what it calls transmission modes. I was about to say transition mode. Like, huh? But no, transmission mode, as in transmit your broadcast online and don't put the don't broadcast the musics that will get you DMCA'd.
Yeah, streamer mode sounds about right.
Yeah, it's essentially the streamer mode, which good that they did include it.
You two are blocking my... Seriously? You two are just abs... Ooh.
Wow. Now, see, the typical online Gran Turismo player would just barrel straight through both of y'all.
Mm.
And that's not an exaggeration, I've literally seen that happen online. I wonder why I haven't done an online race of Gran Turismo in like a good long while now, unless it's like an actual sort of like organized event. It is essentially a crapshoot if you do just a general sort of online race. You know, just hop into a lobby somewhere. It is a crapshoot if you're gonna get a good race or not.
I don't think I'm doing too half bad for an intermediate level race.
No, you are doing pretty well.
Oh, well, there's contact with the barrier, but oh well. And I should be able to take first here. And I do... with a bit of contact, but oh well.
You should be in that space before. Get out of the way, Fujiwara Tofu is late for their next delivery.
Indeed. And... ready, break.
Panda Toreno! That was some pretty canse drifto.
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Yeah. We're not going to go for the Gran Turismo Cup, but we are going to have one more race in the music rally.
I was gonna say, yeah, give the music right over there, because like I say, it's a bit of a quirky mode, this one.
Okay. Oh.
So you can do it to the William Tell overture. A weird version of When the Sails Go Marching In. GT7 version of Moon Over the Castle. Yep. I say the Moon Over the Castle is again also pretty synonymous with this game. There's a version of it, I think, in every single GT7 GT game. There's a version of Moon Over the Castle for every one of them. I think all of them slightly, subtly different as well.
Well,
I think you are only able to do the William Tell overture though.
which would be my choice anyway.
I'll say, yeah, fair dues.
There we go. London, London, London. So I'm gonna basically just race the music track to the end, I'm guessing.
Yeah, survive. Race the music for as long as the beats are on and active. And yeah, if you make it to the end, it'll tally up the distance you're able to drive in this time. Yeah, checkpoint every now and then, which refreshes your time. Go back to back there, which is quite nice.
And off our road I go. Well, it wouldn't be William Tell, so. Go with Mr. Volvo. Well, I did it. I literally squeaked in first place for gold. Look at that. Exactly on.
Wow, are you kidding me?
First
no
try.
Freaking way.
Well, I think that's a perfect way to end the stream, personally.
Oh, goodness.
What better way than just absolutely nailing it? And I'll have a replay going while we're doing this sign out. Well, this has been an experience.
It has been. So, do I need to ask you the question of, like, how was this cockpit compared to the other very many cockpits that you have experienced in your time? How does driving on the roads compare to piloting a starship, for example?
Well, I've piloted many starships. I've starfighters, big Starfleet vessels, all kinds of ships in my time. I mean, there's one less Axis to contend with for a start, so that's quite nice. Well, the fact is, yeah, there's only two: forward, back, and then left, right. So yeah, it's fun. I mean, I am someone who I think I do prefer my arcadey driving. But I'm always someone who I think I prefer something a bit in between. Like, I don't mind karting games, but I like there to be a bit in between, you know, where it's a bit more realistic, but also not entirely simulation. But not that saying that, I did enjoy this, and I did think. I mean, how do you think I did from your own kind of estimation?
I reckon. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the props for getting through all those license tests. That's definitely a big plus in itself. You know, I did see you. You did start. You did, like, for portions of things, really try to get into the mindset of, you know, how do I drive this thing as if it's a real, you know, actual machine on a track that sort of behaves in accordance with everything, in accordance to, like, which way the track goes, like going over bumps and such, and yeah, you did notice that you sort of were able to recognize when you carried a bit too much speed into corners and you weren't going to make it out. I think you were able to sort of gradually get that in mind there. When you get really good at this, like I said, it's all about figuring out how to do every single thing with relation to your driving movements as smoothly as possible. Like they always say, you aim for one solid movement throughout your maneuver, whatever you're doing. If it's braking for a corner, if it's going through that corner, if it's then accelerating out for that corner, every single one of those needs to be a single movement. And I think if you had like a few more goes at doing that sort of thing, I reckon you could sort of get that movement in mind. But no, it's not. It was good to see you sort of thinking about that, and I think you did very well.
Thank you.
As this being like a very serious sort of real life, close to real life simulation as this game offers, I think you did a pretty good one. I imagine, yeah, things like your Need for Speeds, your burnouts would definitely be way more in your wheelhouse. Based on what you've done, I can see like how you could probably enjoy those a bit more. But yeah, very interesting that you picked this, and yeah, you've got your opinions on it now. And yeah, good that this was all free for you as well, so you didn't need to shell out the several tens of pounds for a full copy of a game that you're only gonna spend 3 hours on, or pretty much like that. So yeah,
That was a thought,
is
yeah.
yeah, that was a thought. Yeah, this is a really good thing that they've made, to be honest with you.
Mm.
Something that's very, very short, completable in a very, very short amount of time. As somebody's, you know, baby's first Gran Turismo at this, I think is actually a very smart idea that they made this. It's a perfect showcase of the basics. You took a long time with that. You know, you got that in you, and there isn't a whole much more aside from that. But yeah, I think that the meat and potatoes of this one is in like using those licensing tests, and then once you get through all of those, you get the opportunity to then put all that into practice. And I've seen you do that. For this, and I have been very impressed and entertained by what I've seen.
Thank you very much. I mean, I just also want to thank you for joining me for this one, as my co-pilot and my expert on the shoulder, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since I know how much you like your racing games, so it's very important we kind of play something very, that we can connect on. So I really did enjoy this, and it's not the last time that people will see you and me today, because of course later today, in about 3.5 hours, Silly Voices Saturday will be having its episode, which will have a certain weird man joining us for that one as well. So that'll be
Oh
fun,
goodness.
along with the regular cast. But yeah, is there anything you want to add before we sign off, Laura Petal?
What will there be in particular?
Maybe what you're streaming tomorrow.
Oh, I'll get around to that surely. So this was our plan. Instead of me doing my usual Saturday shenanigans, that is going to be moving on to tomorrow instead, which I can still get around to because luckily Monday this week is going to be another holiday. I get that day off. Lovely,
Woot.
lovely, lovely. So if you want to see, so if you're in the mood for that Xenobladeness, that is going to be happening tomorrow at my usual start time. Check out over on my end if you want to get the information on when we usually kick off. And yeah, never let it be said that if you were ever interested in the sort of stuff that I've done in this kind of game, there is a series that I have made about the most recent sort of organized competition that I took part in, like the sort of organized series,
Mm.
with the Inner Esports screen to speed sort of thing. If you go into my channel and have a look at the collections, you should see one of those, which should be titled Screen to Speed in that sort of way. Screen number 2 speed. So if you were interested in the sort of things I've gotten up to in Gran Turismo 7 and that sort of thing, that's available. You can see me doing like these long endurance races. In this organized thing, which I took part in back in the spring period of last year. And yeah, I feel like I was sufficiently challenged and I did pretty well in that series. And yeah, there for you if you want to check out the sort of things that I got up to in that game.
And even if it's not only
Right.
racing, go check out Laura's stuff anyway, because there are always good quality content over there.
Yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are your usual stream days for me. So if you are finding yourself free on an early morning, like early morning GMT time, if you can like afford to just have something running a stream in sort of like just lurking mode. I always appreciate lurking mode. I understand if you're busy at the time and you can't exactly take part in the chat. That's fine, just so long as you are just enjoying this kind of stuff that I got around here. I appreciate you popping in just to say, hey, we're busy, we're lurking, but we wish you a good stream. That is basically just a nice thing to do. And yeah, come over here. I welcome you.
Once again, thank you for joining me, Laura. Nice to meet you back. Yeah, scratch my sweet scratch that gave me itch. I'm going to have some lunch before tonight's episode of Silly Voices Saturday. We'll see you tonight. Bye, everyone.